Hey guys, it's Luch. You've seen the Bee Gees documentary, How to Mend a Broken Heart? It's all over. People are watching it, talking about it. It's on HBO Max, and it's a really nice look at the history of the band of three brothers with that harmony that maybe can only come from familial blood shared. And in fact, a lot of the people that are talking are Noel Gallagher, one of the Jonas Brothers, just talking about that uniqueness that comes from singing with family. So they started as a skiffle band, moved to England, huge fans, obviously, of the Beatles, and hooked up with Robert Stigwood and did some touring, had some success. The three brothers didn't all get along too terribly well. I think it was Morris that ended up marrying Lulu. But Robin and Barry didn't get along, and sadly didn't really speak much towards the end of Robin's life. Now, the whole story is almost told through Barry's chest hair and eyes.
If we hadn't been brothers, we wouldn't have lasted half an hour.
We've heard rumours that the group is splitting up.
They talk about their careers, talk about the fact that they had been asked to write a song for this movie called Saturday Night Fever. Weren't necessarily thinking that they were going to be the sound of that era and the face of disco. One thing I'm really good that I'm glad they put in the doc was that whole disco sucks and some Yahoo and DJ, I think it was, that wanted to blow up a bunch of disco records at Comiskey Park. And they talked to one of the ushers that was there that night, a black gentleman who says, I looked at the records that were getting tossed into this, what would soon be pyre. And he was like, they weren't disco records. They were black artists. And the whole thing felt incredibly racist and even homophobic to that matter, because disco and all of that had really gotten such a huge launch and start in gay clubs. So I'm really glad that they touch on that, because I always think that's a weird footnote in history of, isn't that cool? They blew up disco records. It's like, no, not really.
When you become famous, you think everyone loves you and they're going to love you forever. It's not true.
They go through the career, and then when they kind of had a bit of a slump, and then started writing songs for other people and duetting with other people. Of course, Islands in the Stream, Dolly and Kenny, and Barbra Streisand, long career. But it's told through Barry's eyes and his chest hair. It's called Bee Gees, How Do You Mend a Broken Heart? And it's on HBO Max.
Everything we set out to do, we did, against all odds.